not doctors or scientists, but mothers and daughters who are very eager to share their swapping, from the standard sanitary pad or tampon to a reusable menstrual care product. Hmm. So they're here to lay in front of you their journey, their switch to their to this practice, and all their trials and errors through their decisions that they made, and finally how they got so comfortable in the switch that they are able to now share with you. They became so confident they're able to share it also with you. So let's see what is their stories. So we have here Anuradha Gangadharan and her daughter, 15-year-old Sri Mahi. And we have also Sriya Rao, an holistic wellness and faculty of wellness expert and faculty of art of living. And also she happens to be my daughter. So proudly welcoming all three family members to the swap. So we'll make a start with our Anuradha. Yeah. And Anuradha, as I remember, first time I had attended one talk of Anuradha when she had uh, um, 2 years back, I think. She spoke to a group of Art of Living ladies. And I was thinking, oh my God, there is somebody here ready to talk about a subject which people don't want to usually talk about. You know, so this first of all intrigued me, and I just wanted to attend the session. And it opened it was an eye-opening session for me. And though I didn't immediately start the practice, but still it sowed a seed. That session sowed a seed in me, and it kept there waiting till till Sriya pushed me into the final thing of going into the proper practice. So altogether, all of you are responsible for making me get into the practice. Yes, Anuradha. So we would like to hear from you. What is your journey for this? What is that which made you come to this decision? Something must have triggered, no, in you?
Yeah, actually, I'm from a business family who are doing the eco-friendly items only. So from my childhood, I'm proud enough to be that family, like a jute canvas business. My father was doing jute canvas business. So during my college days, I was so proud enough, like I'm not into the plastic line and all. During my childhood days and even before the marriage, I was using the cloth pads only. After my marriage, for the convenience sake, I switched to the sanitary napkins. But I was having I'm a PCOD, like a polycystic ovaries weather. So during my pregnancy, I took so many pills. Each pregnancy, I think more than 100 pills I took. Still, then too, my periods were not regular. I was forcefully to take like every 2 years or 1 year, so many hormones related medicines. But totally, I was against of it. Like I don't like the chemicals to be there. But there is no other choice for me. Once I met my yoga guru, who advised me to do the yoga under the tree, the two pranayama especially. Then sincerely I accepted his words, because he said, just do anything in the open air, that's it. Then there is a friends of yoga who are there in the gardens of Dubai. Then I did my Surya Namaskar around 12 sets, and then I did my pranayama. First, initially I sat under the badam tree. Slowly my senses become little sharp, and I think. Then later I read so many books in between. My Guruji, Paramacharya's words I literally obey. Then I took luckily I'm staying in Discovery Gardens of Dubai, where we have a lot of trees. People trees were there. People trees are there. In a cluster, we have around 10 trees. I sat under a tree and I sincerely practiced my simple yoga, like not a heavy practice, just 10 minutes of pranayama. Slowly, my cycle become like a normal. Otherwise, my doctor, my gynae said to take me the glucophage to regularize my periods. I was not happy with those medicines because already I took so many medicines, no? So then that's it. After a few years, after 2 to 3 years, my periods become completely normal. And later, then something like a nature only attracted, right? In between, I read so many eco-friendly. I received like I read about the eco-friendly things. Then how I can reduce the plastic things from my home, I thought. Then later I saw in my sanitary napkins itself, each napkin has around 4 plastic covers. Then slowly I thought, what is the next alternative for that? I don't want any other like modern equipment or something, whatever it is available in the market. I searched around in something in 2017, January, I think. Then I realized so many chemicals they were using, something like in YouTube, Europeans and all they were saying. Later, they suggested our age-old practice like a cloth napkins only. Slowly, I checked with the EcoFemi product. That product initially, like it is like for 6 months somewhat, like it's okay. And then I thought that maybe it's whether it is convenient or not. I checked. Slowly, I changed one pattern. At last, I found that the cotton cloth, Kada cloth, or otherwise it's known as Kora cotton, I think unbleached cotton cloth, which is more comfortable and is easy to wash and maintain. Literally, I thought my daughter should not use the napkins. That only, like I thought, like, because it's chemicals, right? Unknown chemicals, which I don't want. And one thing I want to say, like I can't clean the ocean, right? Some people are doing, some very like environmentalists are doing, but I thought like I can't clean the ocean, but I can avoid the waste to like either in the landfill or in the ocean. That's it.
That is really interesting. So that was your start of your journey. So then what made you want to go public about it?
Public about it, it's Reshma actually asked me to say about this one. Once I shared about my, like 2 years back, we had a talk regarding the sugarcane pulp products, how to change the disposables into like a plastic and styrofoam one. Then I said, I made one presentation for this, and then I said, like, what are the practice I'm doing? She only said, like, better use. You do some presentation for this. Why don't you talk? Then initially I thought, how I'm going to? She said, no, better you express your views. That's it. Like, then I'm saying this to my friends, like, because it is the one, like, we ladies, we all think like, whatever the advertisement shows, and even the doctor, sometimes they are saying, like we are thinking, that is 100% correct. But sometimes itching, so many people are having so many problems. Later I came to know, some people used to say irritation, itching, so many things. But the cloth pads, literally, it's very easy to maintain. Then I thought it's easy, like not to put the waste outside. These are the basic.
And you made it on your own also, the cloth pad.
Yeah, because unnecessarily, why we have to waste the money, I thought.
Yes, that is good. If you are able to make it, it's fantastic. Can you show it to us?
Yeah. My friend Kalyani only stitched the pattern. Actually, EcoFemi shared the pattern. This is the pad. First I got it. This is the pattern. And here we can put it in the panties, this side. This is the one. And one of my friend expressed what will be the inner layer, like whether it is cleaned or not, she said. Then later we stitched another pattern. The dark cloth, some people, they don't like the blood stains, right? So for that, and next, this is the cloth. This is the cotton cloth, unbleached cotton cloth. So you can fold it in a such way. So this is the way. So then in the panties, you can put the button, that's it. It's a safer one. Initially, I gave this to my daughter. I thought like whether she will be using properly or not, like in schools and all, like the same year she got the periods. First initial some days, like she used organic cotton pads. Slowly she adjusted herself. She has to say it properly. Because for us, because it's my, this is the inner layer. This is the cotton cloth. I think everyone knows this is the basic, simple, it's a very cheap cloth. Cheap means like a price wise, I'm saying. It's very cost, it's very less. And everyone can afford, right? Like it's easy one. And the washing is like literally no stains and no stinking smell also. So the comfortable, it came because of this cloth only, I think. If I use anything cotton cloth, no, never ever I won't use, I think.
Very nice. And how are you washing it? What is the procedure you do for washing? Is you find it very tedious, or because everyone has that fear? My God, how am I going to wash this blood? How am I going to wash this dirty thing that is coming out? That is the feeling that comes up. So how did you tackle that issue?
Yeah, the same 2017 first initial days, even I felt, my goodness, how I'm going to, because some days our flow will be more right, like a first and second day. Simply the same thought only pushed me. Like motivation is always I used to think ocean cleanup is very difficult, but this cloth cleaning is easy.
That's a very good one. I like it. I must make a nice line of this. Ocean cleaning is very difficult, but cleaning this cloth is easy. Wow. That's a good one.
Then I used to soak this in hot water for half an hour. That's enough, I think. Then use some simple basic detergents. And sometimes nowadays I'm little allergic of detergents also, maybe nature wise or I don't know. Soaps I'm using. Sometimes soap nut is also easy. That is also, it's good. Like Sumitra what she suggests, like that is also one of the good cleaning agent. We both use simple soaps, that's enough. And we wash it and we'll dry it in the hot sun, that's it. And
by simple soap, you mean detergent or?
No, bathing soap. That's enough, I think.
Soap. Okay.
Yeah.
The body soap.
Yeah. Because I think the vagina, what I read it, the vagina skin is very sensitive, The pH also something we have to maintain. That and all, so many issues, so many things are there. That's why some people get irritation when they are not changing the sanitary napkins. Success. Then later, urinary tract infections will be there, right? So that's why I thought this cloth, definitely we can change within 3 hours. That's it. Once it get wet, no. So, and sometimes I become sensitive, like detergent, the blue, that is the Rin or something, whatever I use. I feel like my body is like I get irritation. So then I checked with the normal bathing soap. And later I changed, even sometimes I use this soap nuts also. Literally the stinking smell won't be there. It's not there.
That's wonderful. Very nice. And what about the drying process? What do you do about the drying?
Sun only, like I'll keep it outside in the balcony. Initially, when we were young, like my mom and all, they won't advise us to put outside. Like it should not be visible to something. They used to say, right? Like you should not show to anyone and all. now I think first is my hygiene is the my first priority. I'm keeping outside only because this is a regular cloth. No, this is because my blood is my own thing, right? Like, why should I have like such a hesitation? I thought I'm washing properly. So I'm I'm not feeling any thing to put outside that is in my balcony, but it dries very fast. This pattern, literally it dries within 1 hour. So I'll keep it inside later. That's it.
Yeah, this is added advantage because it is able, you are able to open it up. So drying is much more easier.
Yeah.
The stitched other one which is stitched, no, like this one, this type one. It takes a little longer because it's all completely packed.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
takes
yeah.
longer time to dry. But
Yeah.
yours,
Uh,
the one which
and,
you gave me
and
one. So this one is easy to open up and dry it as your.
yeah.
It's like just drying a towel or a handkerchief outside and then it dries up.
Yeah, Kalyani only stitched this. Actually, I
Oh,
should thank to Kalyani. And here, no, there are some 6 layers are there, this cloth. Actually, for the heavy flow, they kept some 6 layers of the same Kadak cloth. And we have doubt, no, some inner layer, whether it is cleaned or not. So that's why I thought like another pattern. This is the one. If the flow is more, you can keep it 2 stuffs. That's enough. And you can change every 3 hours.
okay, good idea. Very nice. So then, Mahi.
Yeah.
It's an absolute delight, Mahi, and very, very motivating to see you, a teenager, and
Thank you.
rallying for reusable menstrual care products. To
Yeah.
hear your story, your part of the story.
Okay, so basically, I'm just 15 and I got my periods when I was 11. And I mean, I didn't have a big story like my mom. I didn't have any PCOD or any medical history, to be honest. And the reason why I mean, I didn't have a choice, kind of. It was either like you use the organic cotton one or this. It was not like I had used the easier pathway, like the easier disposable sanitary napkins. So it was not a difficult change. I would say that if you start from the starting of your period, it's way easier. It's like this is your norm, so you continue it the whole time. And uh, and again, when you're young, you don't have so much of stuff to do. Like I just go to school and that's it. So there's nothing much, and that's why you don't need to change a lot, or like you don't need to worry about that, and you have time enough for cleaning the cloth properly. And yeah, that's an added advantage. It's not actually being young.
In India, what you feel? What you
Oh,
say?
yeah, so basically in India, the garbages were full of these disposable napkins, and it's very like weird to see that, and it's like kind of disgusting and sad that you're seeing like so many sanitary napkins thrown away, and it's just like a inner feeling kind of thing if you say that, oh my god, there's so much plastic that you're throwing, especially that each, and it's not like you can um like how, yeah, it's like it's not like plastic covers, for the only reason that plastic cover you can change if you want to, but in the menstrual care you cannot, because you can't see any other option other than your disposable napkins which are available in the market. So it was like every woman, basically, if you imagine the number of women in this world, and then each day if they use like 4 or 5, and then their whole cycle, and if you multiply that, it comes to a big number. So that's like a lot of plastic accumulated in the landfill. So that kind of terrified me, and that is also a motivation which keeps me going for cleaning. Like any other teen my age, we'll be really like, what is this, what is happening, like why are we doing
And he
this?
loves animals also.
Yeah, I love animals and nature, and it was kind of weird to see all of that come like to the contact of our menstrual pads and stuff. And I knew that plastic is not degradable and it's not good for the environment and it's very harmful. So again, it was also like from inside and with my mom's motivation of like changing into this. Um, and yeah,
Washing.
yeah, so washing, that's very easy. It's like very, very easy. If you actually take it out in the right time instead of keeping it like for 6 to 8 hours when you people are late, like when all of us are lazy and stuff, it's very easy. You just take it in 3 hours, you put in hot water, it's all these stains are out, you just do it like you brush it once or twice and that's it. You're done. You're done with your cleaning process and you keep it out. And I mean, like any other teenager my age, I kind of like I think of others. I'm like comparing myself continuously. I'm like, why do I have to do this when I see others taking the easier path? Why can't I do that? And then I again realize about the plastic thing. That makes me change, and that makes me like keeps me motivated during my periods. That's
Initially,
Very nice.
it's like a very difficult thing with washing.
Huh?
Like initially, the washing part, no, she felt something like a difficulty, and then I provided a small washing machine for her. Better you wash. Washing machine, small washing machine I kept.
Oh,
She is just 11, like she was about to like 12, turn 12. So she's so young, right? I felt like she should not suffer. So that's why I gave. And later a year, I think within 6 months, she said no need of that washing machine. I'll wash my hands.
yes. So there is a question coming up, Mahi. Are you confident about using the cotton cloth pad to school?
okay, yeah. So basically, I mean, I've read that there's a lot of activity involved. So my mom doesn't recommend me to do a lot of activity, a lot of exercise in the sense. Like, yeah, during
Like
this period.
the dance, but
Yeah, I'm a dancer and I do karate and like I like physical activity a lot. So my mom just told me not to. So I had to accept it. It was for my own good. So I generally like stop doing any activity. But if there is a compulsory, like if it's like a compulsory activity or something, I just have like I mean it depends on your flow. You should know how much you breathe. Kind of you will know your flow and then you will accordingly change. It's like any other sanitary napkin, like any disposable napkin, like how you change. That's how you should change your cloth napkin also.
Mhm. And then what do you do with it? Do you throw it?
Okay, yeah. So for that, so I have kind of like a medium flow. It's not a lot that I have to keep on changing like every 1 or 2 hours. So
Ah,
because our school just spans for 6 hours, I just have to change it like once. So what I have to do, what I generally do is I keep one layer and it stays for 3 hours. Then I check if there's any like, you know, in my break, I just go to the washroom, check. And if I don't think it's too much, I don't do anything and I do it like after 2 periods, like which is like about an hour later. Or if it's a lot, I just put an extra layer. So it's important that you don't put too much because like 5 or 6 because you're lazy to change or throw. Because I've done that and I've got like a lot of like itching and irritation and stuff. But 2 years is enough.
sorry to interfere. As it is thin,
Yeah.
she can keep some 1 or 2 layers,
Yeah.
I think. That's why she used to carry some 2 extra pads to with her. So
oh,
I think that's only, and sometimes I said nowadays you better bring in like plastic cover itself. That's it. She's not throwing anything.
uh-huh.
But
So you take
if
it home.
yeah, I take it on. Or else I just as how we dispose all our disposable sanitary napkins, that's how I also can dispose. Like I have the freedom to dispose it in the school also. Or you can just cover it with a newspaper, like how you do it generally. So it's
Huh.
very easy. It's just
Have
a
to do that. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Got it. What else I would like to ask you? Yes. Did you also speak about this to your friends?
okay, so I was when I was young, like eighth grade basically. Now I'm in 11th. So in eighth, I felt it's not how do I say? I was not comfortable talking about this topic, not because of the topic, but the thing that I'm using a cloth pad and I'm different from others. And living over here in Dubai and then being different, I just feel very, like, I felt very insecure and I didn't want to talk about it. You know, this is my house stuff. I'm just going to keep it inside this house and, like, I'm not going to tell it to my friends and stuff. I'll be an embarrassment or something. So that's why I didn't talk much about it. And to be honest, even till now, I've not talked a lot. I just have told that I've used the cloth pad, but I'm not like told anyone to
No,
change properly.
but one of your friends said, no, the sanitaries means something.
Yeah, no. She was like, she was kind of joking because she was lazy also to change her pads. Like, her normal disposable pad. She's like, oh my God, 3 hours I have to go and change. So why not you use a cloth pad and you keep it for your whole 6 hours? That's a better thing. But then looking back at it right now, you should also change your cloth pad within the time.
When it is.
Yeah, when it's wet. So.
Okay. Wow. That's nice. This thing about the usual sanitary pads, the thing that I heard about it really shocked me. That it is the pollution that it creates is much more than plastic cups, and we don't even know about it. So it is good that you and your mom are talking about it and sharing it, and you're making it public. So it's a public easy discussion that needs to happen. Otherwise people will never get to know. Imagine, I really did not know that the pollution caused due to normal sanitary pads is more than plastic cups. They're all talking about plastic cups and we should cut down plastic cups and all that, but nobody talks about cutting down on the normal sanitary pad, which is having plastic inside it equal to 3 plastic bags. That was a really shocking thing for me.
This is the second pollution, I think. So, second highest
So
pollution, I think.
very nice. That's fantastic. Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Not much. I don't have anything again.
So she can change. No, when a teenager can change, why can't others?
It's very easy. Very eco-friendly. Like, what you want to do is if you have any product which is eco-friendly and it's also helpful and it's safe for you to use, then why not change from something which is harming the earth and even according to many resources harming you? You can easily change. There's no problem. I don't see a problem from changing from disposables to cloth. So if I could say anything, I would recommend everyone to change. But this is everyone's take on sanitary.
Very nice. Lovely. Okay. So you hang on.
Yeah.
If you feel you have something else to add in, please do later whenever you get a question or you have something else to add, please do that. Yeah. So now we will move to Sriya Rao. In Sriya Rao and my role, it is totally a reversal. Usually it is the mom who keeps showing how to use the pad and how to make the child ready for their menstrual cycle. Yeah, that happened at its stage when Sriya was small, but then later, just recently now, she took on the role of the mother earth, and she got me into this practice of using cloth pads. She ordered for both of us these from Soch. So she ordered these pads, which were very convenient to use. Yeah, it takes longer to dry these things, but definitely it was very convenient to use it, especially if you're at home. I had no issues at home. I've been just using this thing which Sriya has ordered for me. So yes, Sriya, we would like to hear your journey.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you, Anuradha and Srimai. Actually, I really loved when they were sharing, because it was not just about a personal journey of switching from one product to another product, but it was a journey of connecting to nature. So that was very lovely to hear that people in their own ways, in different paths, they are getting the opportunity to connect with nature and connect with an earthing experience. So it's not just about switching, as I said, from one product to another product, but it's about switching from relating to your body as, okay, once a month something is happening and I just have to get over it, or once a month something is happening which can be part of an earthly cycle. So that was really nice to hear from you guys. about myself, as my mom said, actually, I would like to share about when I got my first period. I don't remember if my mom knows, but I had come back from school. We were in our Karama house in Dubai, and I had just come back from school, and this cartoon Mulan. Have you heard of Mulan? It's now they're making it also into a movie, but before it was a cartoon. So this cartoon Mulan was playing on TV, and in that the cartoon is about how this very strong warrior girl, she takes her father's place to go for war because her father is not, he's sick, he's not able to go into battle. But in China, it's like it's mandatory for one man from every family to fight. So she takes her father's place and she goes. So she dresses up as a man, and then she goes. She doesn't know how to fight, and she learns how to fight. So it's for me, it was so nice because at the same time, I get my period and I realize that I can no longer be like the boys. I can't always play. I can't, do whatever I want to do. Now I have something limiting me. But at the same time, watching that cartoon gave me the hope that I can still do everything that I want to do, even though I'm now a girl or a woman. So that image stayed with me for a long time. In fact, even now, I'm so excited for the movie to come because it is such a close story to my heart, this story of Mulan. So the idea was, from the beginning, I always was looking for a way that I can be normal during my period. That I can continue to do all my activities. I love water. So always swimming is there, part of my life almost very regularly. When I was in college, I used to swim every day. So swimming was something I didn't want to stop, even if I had my period. Then traveling, going to the beach. So all these things that involved being outside, being able to move around. I didn't want to sacrifice anything while having my period. Maybe this is a very modern notion because actually it's good to rest, during your period time and not do too many things. But at the same time, not miss out on opportunities, because whether in your career or whether in sports, anything, life goes on for everybody else, right? For the males, life goes on, but only for the females, suddenly you have to take a pause. So to feel like you can continue with your daily things even during the period was very important to me. So to find something that helps me do that. So from sanitary napkins, I came to tampons. That was the first thing, because it was again another way that you can feel more free, because sanitary napkins are a little bit invasive. No, you have to control the way you sit. You can't lie down. So you have to be otherwise you're worried that it will leak. So first thing is that I shifted to tampons. And I remember telling my mom even about that. How can we start using tampons? Have you tried it? So the idea was to switch to something which brings more comfort. And then when we started getting more educated about nature and about plastic free products, then of course it came as a shock to me. It was like a tube light, like, my God. And while going to the supermarket, I'm taking cloth bag, but every month so much plastic I'm using, whether it is pad or even tampon, because tampon comes wrapped up. And again, I don't know where that cotton is going. You can't flush it. So you have to wrap it in the newspaper and throw it. So God knows where that is going. Nobody is going to segregate my pads from my tampons. So everything is going to go in the same place. So all these thoughts kept coming. And generally for my post-puberty life, I have been traveling a lot. So every place I go, different culture. So here, how do I get rid of this menstrual waste? Every place it is a question. So that when I used to look at the calendar and I used to think, okay, I should make sure that I'm not going to any new place around period time, because God knows in that person's house, how am I going to manage? And every time that same fear, no, I have to ask for black bag to put the, the used pad or the used tampon. Will my tampon flush in their toilet? All these thoughts were such a clutter in my head. So it was such a freedom to start using both cloth pads and menstrual cup, because both of them helped me to really have a personal relationship with my menstrual cycle. It was no longer such a thing about hiding, where to keep all this newspaper, and then at the end of the day or at the end of the week, I have to find some place to throw it. And every time you throw it, you feel so guilty. because you don't know where it's going, where this plastic is going. So all of that together, I think, brought my interest to explore these options. The first option that I tried, of course, was the cloth pads, and the same brand that we ordered from. So the cloth pads that you had shown, it's similar like that, and it has a little clip. So this clip is used to clip it onto the underwear so that it stays in place like that. So it has a tuck sound and it stays. And this I've been using for more than 6 months, and there's no stain, nothing. It's so easily washable, and it dries also really easily. Just dry it in the sun. I've not always been lucky to be in places where there's a lot of sun. So sometimes I don't get the opportunity to dry it very easily. Luckily, so in Europe, all the houses have these thermostats, right? Where they it heats the room. So it usually sucks out all the water from the air. It's like a dehumidifier. So I usually dry it close to that in the winter. So within 2 hours, in fact, faster than the sunlight, it dries near the heater. So in the winters, I dry it near the heater, and in the summers, I dry it outside, and immediately it dries. Another product that really helped was the period underwear. So this is very, very intimate Zoom meeting where we are showing you all the inside stories. So this is a period underwear. It's a pad infused into the underwear. So they've stitched a cloth pad into the underwear. So this is really comfortable for when you don't have time to wash it, sit and scrub it or wash it. You can just put it under running water and then put it in the washing machine. Even with the cloth pads, you can do that, but this is just easier, as in you don't have to clip on a pad onto the underwear. So directly it's a underwear in itself, period underwear. So you can, use, especially when you have heavy flow, it works really well. Mom, should I continue or do you want to ask something?
No, you're doing very well. Please continue. You tell us about your the other product, the cup.
Yes.
Shreya, I just have a small question. Please
Yes.
let us know where you get these.
Yeah, so I bought this one from Soch. Soch is it's a brand that it sells only. Yeah, it's an online. You can find it online as well. It's actually started or co-founded by one of my classmates from college. So that's why I was very happy to hear from her, because I could personally ask her, does it really work? How was your experience? So you feel better when it's from someone you know and trust. So even though it was all over the internet, it was, it's not synthetic, it is cotton only.
Okay,
It's
completely cotton.
Pardon?
Does it have anything shield below so that nothing leaks out?
No, sometimes it does leak. It's cotton only. I think so.
It's completely
You need a sort of protection below so that it doesn't get onto your clothes.
No, it's cloth only. They're just thick. It's a thick layer of cloth.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just have to make sure you don't use it too much. And because actually I always use it along with the cup, so it hardly, like, maybe maximum 15-20 drops come on this, because I don't use only this. So for people who are using only pad, like how Anuradha and her daughter were sharing, it's just layers of cloth together so that it doesn't leak. So if you change in time, then it will not leak onto your underwear. So
I use this pad, this cotton one. It's a totally cotton thing and very comfortable, like Anuradha says, because direct cotton on your skin is such a wonderful feeling. It's the most satisfying feeling to have this, and yeah, it does leak if it is, but like the normal sanitary pad also, when you overuse it, you keep it for too long, it tends to leak, no? So you have to take care about how long you're using it, and then and you can do it. It's manageable very well. Yeah, we bought this online. Shreya bought this online. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it from Soch, but there are many brands. I don't think Soch delivers to Dubai, for example. It is based in India and they're based in Bangalore, so they deliver all around India. But I'm sure in Dubai there might be other brands which are selling. In fact, even
Dubai is backward, ma. Dubai is backward in all this.
Pardon?
I don't know in Dubai if we have such brands.
No, they do have. They have.
Sure, I'm sure they will be.
In
Yeah.
fact,
I would like to interrupt here. This is Vidya. There are menstrual cups available in Dubai. There are some websites where they sell. Amazon has it. And then there is one Zero Waste Collective. That website also has these menstrual cups.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
Sri.
So, but I would encourage you, like how Anuradha and her daughter shared, to make it at home. That is amazing. Today I also learned that, because actually my friend gave me a set of 4-5 pieces as a sample. So she just asked me to try it, but they were so good that I'm still using them for almost a year now. I'm using the same ones. I just wash and reuse. But I'm now, as soon as I need a new one, I'm going to make my own one. I think that is really the message, right? That you can make it completely at home. So it's just with normal cotton cloth that you have. So yeah, we'll share in the chat later before we end maybe the websites. But as I said, any of the products, you can just go online and make sure that it is a cotton, cotton pad, completely cotton pad. Fab India also, everyone knows Fab India. Fab India also is selling now these cloth pads. So even they have it. So I'm sure the Fab India Dubai also may have, if not only in India. So the other thing I wanted to share about is, so as someone in holistic wellness, because I work a lot with craniosacral therapy, which is one modality of healing. Usually in traditional healing techniques, during period time, we don't do anything. Like, we don't do, for example, marma. We don't do marma during period time. That's because the energy is generally low and it's a detox period. So we don't, as a healer, we don't practice anything during the menstrual cycle. But when I started doing CST, which is craniosacral therapy, one of my trainers was this lovely lady from Australia. And I had a exam, I had to do it's called a clinic, where you have to treat people during a limited period of time, and you're under supervision. So you have to really do well, because your graduation depends on it. And that time I had my period cycle, so I was feeling very low and I was not feeling like participating. So immediately my teacher, she noticed and she called me aside and she said, what's happening? And so I told her that I'm, having my period and I'm not feeling like doing so many healing sessions today. She said, we are so used to dissociating from the pelvis and below. So during period time, we try to shut out that area. But actually, it is such a lovely opportunity to ground, to get in touch with the earth element. So she guided me through this process of taking awareness to the pelvis and taking awareness to how that downward energy flows in the body. And that gave me such a strong sense of grounding that it immediately rejuvenated me and it helped me to continue my practice. And from that day onwards, actually, as soon as the 2 weeks around when I have my menstruation, it is just a pure opportunity for me to reground. And grounding is something which now everybody, tries to find different techniques and ways to ground. So what is grounding? Grounding is nothing but getting in touch with the earth element. So it helps us to develop stillness, stability. So all the things that we associate with, like mountains, trees, they're in one place, they are still, they are calm. Everything else around them is moving, but they are still well established and grounded. So that element of grounding is so precious, and we're so lucky that naturally every month that element manifests in us. See, usually we are so carried off with the flow of life, right? Like when we have so many things to do day after day. So the stress of activity is like the air element. So we're always moving, thoughts are moving, emotions are moving. We are moving from place to place, office to home, within the house, from one room to other room. So that restlessness is very easily manifested in our nervous system. Our nerves are always rattling, always, on the edge of the seat. It's very rare that we get to connect with the stability of the earth, that earth element. And naturally, when we have our period, that element is there in the body. So it's so nice to use that time to be with nature. So as Anuradha shared, right, that she was doing her practices under the tree. And just being with the tree, whatever you do, you're breathing, you're mindfully moving. That's what it is to do yoga under a tree, to just be with the present moment, breathe, be present with your body around nature. And that itself brought her cycle back on track. So that itself brings balance to the body. So combination of embodiment with awareness and getting in touch with the earth element is itself so healing. So I think it's a nice opportunity to invoke the earth energy. And when we do that, automatically we want the period to be smooth, to be in tune with nature, which means that, not collected in plastic and dumped, in corners of the world where we don't even know where it is and how it's going to get rid of, but rather to wash it off. So let it, to even see when you wash the pads, or wash your menstrual cup, to even see the blood just flow into the water, that itself is a very calming experience. I know it sounds very strange and nobody talks about things like this, but really it is. Because when I switched from throwing that plastic, and when I switched to washing with my hand and letting that blood flow with the water, that itself felt very releasing. So it's a lovely process, I think. It's an opportunity to really get in touch with your flow. What else did I want to mention? Yes. So about the menstrual cup, because I didn't talk much about it. Menstrual cup, I can show you mine. It's a silicone cup, which is very flexible. So it is made in the right, like in the size that it just fits. You can insert it through the vaginal opening. You can insert it. Maybe I can show a small image of the anatomy of it. Here, this is the cup. I'll just show a small picture of the anatomy so that you understand. Because first time I saw it, I thought, my God, it's so big. How will it go inside? Where will it fit? So it is actually folded. It is folded like this. And then it is inserted, and then on its own, it opens up like that. So then it collects. So it collects all the blood. You can keep it for, they say you can keep for 6 to 8 hours, even 10 hours. It's okay because it has this much capacity. I think this must be 50 ml, no, maybe less than that, maybe 20 ml this must be. So that is a lot. So it is all, during heavy flow, at least 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, you can easily keep it. So again, you insert your fingers and you fold it from inside, and then you pull it out, and then you just empty it, like how you empty a glass. You just empty it, wash it nicely, dry it, and put it back inside. So you can reuse it forever, because silicone is one of those materials which you can reuse number of times, and you just have to disinfect it every cycle. So you just boil it in water for 20 minutes. You keep boiling it in water, and that's like the sterilization process. So that's how you reuse the cup. So I'll just show an image
of a bottle.
Sorry,
like the nipple of a milk bottle.
Milk bottle.
Like the milk bottle nipple, no? You sterilize the nipple by heating it.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. Okay, so can you see the picture?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the vaginal opening. This is the bladder. This is the anus. So it is just inserted. Actually, it just stays in the how do you say, in the canal. You don't have to push it all the way inside. So it initially the discomfort is because the muscles are tense, and this is the case for anything. Even in general, when you have a lot of tension and congestion in the pelvic area, that's when you have your cramps. That's when you have, even not related to menstrual cycle, but generally you have a lot of tightness in the hips, a lot of tightness in the pelvic floor, because all these are nothing but muscles. So what do muscles do? Muscles tense, and then they contract and they relax, right? But we are not able to intentionally relax many muscles. That's what happens even during our menstrual cramps and everything, because we're not able to intentionally take awareness to these areas, to these muscles, and relax them, because there is no body awareness itself of those areas. The relationship is only pain. When there's pain, then I know that, oh, I have this uterus, I have this canal here, and that's how it feels. When otherwise there is no other relationship to it. That's why nowadays there is a this whole fad of doing different kinds of squats and Kegel exercises, because they are saying that it is very important to keep these muscles active. Otherwise, in later age, as we grow older, incontinence happens because we lose control of these muscles. So it's very important to keep the anal muscles, pelvic muscles, to even know what it means to contract these muscles and relax. And I really want to say, like, when I started using the cup, even I felt discomfort to insert it. But within the third day, I was able to, without my finger only, I was able to use, form the suction, because I was able to control the muscles. So to have a control on the vaginal muscles and be able to relax while you insert it makes it such a smooth process. And then for the rest of the day, I don't even know that my period is there. That much freedom. The flow that comes and goes, period will just come and go, and I don't even know when it comes and when it goes. So it's so comfortable to use it. What else about it? Yes, changing in a public place. So I take a small bottle of soap with me, because in case in the public bathroom, there's no soap. So what I do is I wash my hands first, then I remove the cup, wash the cup in the tap, wash it nicely, wash it with a bit of normal, herbal or even normal body soap, normal soap which you use on your body, that same soap you can use, and then wash it nicely. Make sure all the soap is off. So wash off all the soap and then again fold it and insert. So even in public places, it's quite okay to use, as long as you have access to a bathroom with a sink. You need a sink for that, to wash it and re-sterilize it. I think that's almost it. Mom, do you want to ask something?
There was a very interesting sharing of yours, and it has made us look at the whole thing with open mouth. That's my expression right now, because I have not used this cup. So I'm sure many people out there who are listening now would also like to ask you some further questions. If they have any doubts, now is the time to ask everyone. If anybody has any question.
The question now, I just wanted to do a small awareness exercise if we have time to do that. So should we do that first, or should we start with the questions?
Yes, we'll do that. You do your this.
Okay, fine. So I just to wind up, I just wanted to ask you all, what do you think you really need to shift to a sustainable lifestyle? What is it that you really need?
Maybe some means to having an alternative.
Okay, so then information about alternatives.
Yes, some source to an alternative thing.
Okay, then someone has written willingness in the chat. Anything else? Any other guesses or any other sharings?
Prepare the mind and perfect knowledge to apply it.
Yeah, so two things I'll take from that, Bhakti. One is knowledge, and the second is that mind, right? How do you manage the mind? Because actually, whatever we shared today, cloth pads and everything, it's not a revolution of today. It's been there since quite a few years. Everywhere there are brands that are exclusively selling only these products. There are entire groups, there are NGOs, there are groups, there are so many people and companies and organizations offering products, offering information, offering samples, offering all kinds of things. The idea is not that knowledge is not available to us. The idea is we don't have the right energy to even make the shift. Because to make the shift itself, we have to have enough energy to get out of the comfort zone. See, usually when we have our period, how do we feel? We are to forget about introducing something new to me at that time, right? I'm already low. I already don't have energy. I'm already, tired. I'm in pain. And you're going to tell me about, trying something new. So of course not. I don't want to do that. So the idea is that how do we access a more balanced state of mind, because the idea is not managing resources, it is managing our internal resources, managing our mind, managing our emotions. So really for me, because I always was being in the current generation, I would say, not maybe I'm one step older, but still being of this generation, I was always surrounded by information, but I never made the switch until I started yoga and meditation. And what is the relation? Because when I started practicing yoga, when I started meditating, I had more of my own energy to change my patterns. The reason we are stuck in certain patterns is because we don't have energy to spare. We don't have energy to use to make the shift, to make a change. So after I started meditating, it gave me such a boost of energy to use to shift my patterns, to change my habits. And that's what really made me shift. It was not finding out that menstrual cups exist. I knew always that they were there. But you know, that openness, the openness and willingness to try it happened only after I started meditating, really. So I would say that is the main tool that we can go back with, because once we inculcate that, then it gives us access to so many, to breaking our patterns. And that is the most important thing for any sustainability practice, whether it's menstrual hygiene sustainability, or whether it's food or anything to do with sustainability. It's about breaking habits. And yes, so I thought maybe we could do a small awareness exercise, like a small, not really a meditation, a meditative practice, just for 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah,
Sure.
okay. So because we don't have much time, I will just show you the mudra. So we'll do the yoni mudra, which is a beautiful mudra to do during menstruation or any time to bring balance in your menstrual cycle. So you touch the thumbs and the index fingers together, and the other fingers you just cross it like this, lightly, and you rest it on your lap. So you rest it like this. You relax your shoulders, relax your arms, and you rest it on your lap. So this part is open to the ceiling like that. Okay. So let's close our eyes and just take a few deep breaths in. Take a few seconds to settle down. And take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, the jaw. Relax all the muscles of the face. Relax the spine. And become aware of the sacrum, the end of the spine. Become aware of the right and the left hip, and the space in between both the hips. And completely relax the pelvis. And you can drop the weight of the pelvis onto the earth. So for a few minutes, you don't need to carry the weight of your body, of your pelvis. Just completely drop the weight of your whole body onto the earth. And relax the legs. Another breath in and breathing out. Once again, your entire body is melting into the earth. And you can slowly relax your fingers, relax your palms. Another joyful, gentle breath in. And breathe out with a smile. Another breath in. And breathe out with gratitude. Let's feel grateful for this connection with the earth. Grateful that we are completely one with nature. And slowly and gently, whenever you feel ready and complete, you may slowly open your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. So sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful knowledge.
This is
Yes,
what
God
is
bless you.
earthing, Sriya? This is what is earthing?
Yes, if you have more time, it would be nice to do this like standing or in contact with the ground. So can't really see everyone right now, but usually we do this with the feet on the ground, like bare feet on the ground, maybe on the grass or in the sand, and just taking awareness to the downward force. So just taking the whole weight of the body. You can even do it with your hands actually. You can, from the head, you can take the hands along the body, take it all the way down to the feet, and from the feet onto the earth. So it's a very grounding experience, and it immediately brings stillness to the mind, stillness to the body. And yeah, it's a part of many things. It's a part of yoga, it's a part of qigong, it's a part of tai chi.